Stay tuned to More Than Spaghetti because today I'm making a delicious and easy veal dish from Roma, Vitello alla Saltimbocca. Ciao, I'm Andrew Hospodar, and today we're cooking Roman food. As always, we make authentic Italian food just like they would eat in Italy. This is a very typical dish from Rome. It's called Vitello alla Saltimbocca. And basically that means veal that literally jumps into your mouth. And it does, it's that good. This is a piece of veal scallopine, and just your butcher slices it and you just buy it just like this. It's a little thick. My butcher does not get it super thin, so it needs to be like 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. It cooks super fast, and the thinner it is, you don't want it too thin, but if it's thinner, it really will be more tender, and that's what we're really after in this dish. Nobody likes leather scallopine. So this is a meat pounder. You take your piece of scallopine, put it between 2 pieces of saran wrap, and then you need to have it all in even thickness. I can tell some of this is thicker than it is in other places. So you just pound out the meat. It's good if you've had a bad day. Just kind of feel it and make sure it feels like it's an even thickness. This also works to tenderize the meat a little bit. Now, what I have here is just some regular all-purpose flour. I'm going to season that with just a little bit of kosher salt. Mix it around in here. Now, we don't want to add too much salt to this because we're going to put a piece of prosciutto on top of the veal, and we definitely do not want it to be too salty. This is prosciutto. This one's a prosciutto di San Daniele. I recommend that, or prosciutto di Parma. They're both really great from Italy. I have tasted some prosciutto from America, but I haven't been that fond of it. But I'm sure America produces some great pork products, so I'm sure there is one that's good out there. I just stick with what I know, and that's Italian. Okay, we want to cover the one side with a piece of prosciutto. Usually 1 slice per 1 piece of veal scallopine is perfect. And that looks like it's good in this case. And then these are sage leaves. And I just picked these from my garden, but you can buy them at the grocery store as well. Sage is something that's pretty easy to grow, and it's very hardy. This has lived for years. I haven't ever replanted it in the winter. Of course, I do live in Atlanta, Georgia, so it's not that cold here, but it does get pretty chilly on certain days. And I like lots of sage. Here are some toothpicks. We will just secure each sage leaf in sort of a sewing fashion. So what you want to do is go down and then back up, like you're sewing something. I guess that's the best way to describe it as far as I can tell. Make sure you don't get your saran wrap in there. Okay. Let's do 1 more to go. Very good. So let's get that out of the way. And then we are going to dredge both sides with a little bit of the flour. We'll just put this down, sage side first. And you just want to pat off the extra. You don't want a whole lot of coating on here. Just a really fine coating just to sort of protect the veal and kind of give the sauce a little thickening agent, because it's a really simple sauce of just white wine. That's it. Let me wash my hands here. Okay. Okay, let's test our fire. Feels pretty good. I think we want to kick up the heat just a little bit. That's sort of a medium heat. Oh yeah, that looks good. You can kind of tell when you put it in the oil what it's going to be like. Just toss that around, and then we add it straight to the pan. And you want to add the prosciutto sage side down first. This is just one of those quintessential Roman dishes. I remember I went to summer school in Rome, and the first night I arrived, I spoke no Italian. Somebody told me I should order this. And then after I started thinking about it, because I did know some Spanish, I was like, oh no, boca means mouth. What did I order, tongue? No, it wasn't tongue. Thank goodness. So what you want to do is cook it on the first side the majority of the time. And then these juices will come to the top and the flour will sort of disappear, and that's when you know you want to flip it. So about 90% on the first side. I season it just a hair more, but not much because the prosciutto is salty. And don't worry about these brown bits that stick to the bottom of the pan. Those actually help make our sauce later on. Now, if you have more than one piece, you can put 2 pieces in this size pan at a time. But if you have more than that, just cook them in batches. Just add a little bit more olive oil into the pan before you add the next batch. Okay, that looks good. You see how all of these juices have come to the top? Now you just want to give it a good flip. And that's what you want. You want it to be really nice and brown on the first side. Looks good. Just let that go for about a minute. Probably only about a minute on the second side. That looks great. Perfect. All right, we're going to add some wine. Just some leftover wine is great. Add it all. And we just want to really scrape up those brown bits that have stuck to the bottom of the pan. Those have the great flavor. I think the French call it bon. I call it yummy. Or buonissimo. Delizioso. So then we just really let this thicken up. The wine is going to evaporate. Turns a darker color. Perfect. That looks really good. That looks about where we want to be right there. So then we'll just pour that over our Saltimbocca. Not too much. You don't want it too saucy. That looks good. Before you serve it, you might just want to remove the toothpicks. And there you have it. Vitello alla Saltimbocca. This dish will definitely transport you to Rome. Join me next time for another authentically Italian meal with Andrea. Ciao for now.